Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I just want to quickly share with you guys my FTMO challenge and also the verification. I've passed both of them and I'm currently waiting to sign the contract and get the account for the $200,000. So let's first of all let's look at the challenge. I believe this is a challenge over here, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is the challenge. All right, so as you can see here, it took me just it took me just one trade to pass. I started off with a drawdown, and go ahead and look at my maximum daily loss. It was 2%, guys. My personal parameters for my FTMO challenge was 2%. On any given day, I try as much as possible not to lose more than 2%. At least that will keep me, that will keep me grounded, and it will help me avoid unnecessary drawdowns. So I try as much as possible not to go beyond 2%. And for max loss, it was really good as well. I try not to lose more than 2%. In this case, it went more than 2%, which is all right. So let's look at the trades and the actual profit factor and all that stuff. So as you can see, all this stuff wouldn't really be accurate if you're really trying to measure my performance as a trader. This stuff over here, the profit factor, the win rate, it really wouldn't be accurate because after passing the challenge, I took a series of trade with 0.01 lots just to fulfill the minimum trading days. So as you can see, it only took me 2 trading days to make some big wins, and that was it. On this day, I took just 2 trades, but I had pretty tight stop losses on these 1, 2, 3 days. That's why my lot sizes were really big. I saw a really big opportunity, and I decided to capitalize on them. But the results were a little bit different on the verification, which I will show you guys shortly. And as you can see, these are the trades that I took, mostly USD CHF. So let's take a look at the verification. So here's the verification. It started off in 5% profit. Actually, for the verification, you just have to make 5%. So it started off with 2.5% profit, and I went back down to break even. I tried as much as possible to maintain my cool, and I was able to work my way back up and make the 5% profit target in 19 trading days. And same goes for the verification. I tried as much as possible not to go beyond 2% risk on any given trading day, and also the maximum loss, I try to keep that intact as well, because one of the things I don't like is a drawdown. I try as much as possible not to entertain it. If I see myself in any form of drawdown, my goal is to recover it before I try to make any form of profit. So over here we can see the average profit, which is slightly, almost the same as the average loss. That's because my first few days, I did not really see trading, great trading setups. So I was just taking just little trades here and there, and that's why this average profit and average loss seems, there isn't much of a difference. Profit factor 1.79. I try as much as possible to have that at one, to have it above 1.5. And again, the win rate, I wouldn't really consider that a way to judge this performance. But for the actual funded account, then this statistic will be more accurate, because I would only take trades that that has a high probability rate. So these are the trades that I've taken. As you can see here, the strategy here was a little bit different. I was entering trades with, with larger stop losses. I was for the challenge I had tighter stop losses, but for the verification, I made sure my stop losses were a little bit wider so I can, focus on other stuff in my life and not just focus on trading. So I gave the stop losses, and I gave all my trades some room to breathe during this verification. And these are all the trades I took. As you can see, I like trading USD CHF and CAD JPY, and sometimes I trade gold as well. So I don't want to go into too much details on these metrics. But once I get the funded account, I'll be able to give you guys better breakdowns, because that will be a much better statistics to evaluate my actual performance as a trader. So if you are in a position where you've tried many challenges yourself and it's very difficult for you to pass, I just want to give you guys few tips when it comes to taking this challenge. First of all, I know you have a 1 to 100 leverage. You can't afford to trade, as if you have 1 to 100 leverage, or else you're trying to gamble. I know during my challenge I might have entered, trades with bigger stop losses, and I mean bigger lot sizes, but that was because I had, tighter stop losses. But if you're entering trades using all your leverage, and if you lose a position, you're targeting, let's say, oh, because you have 5% daily drawdown, and you're willing to go that low, on a given trading day, if you're willing to like use up very close to this $10,000, then it's gonna be very difficult for you to pass this challenge, except you get lucky, because you're taking big risk, and all it takes is just 2 days, 2 or 3 days like this, of you risking almost 5% of your account on a given day for you to blow the challenge. So you want to make sure that you are avoiding drawdown as much as possible. So let's say your first day you risk 1%, which is what I usually do. My first trade on a given day I'll risk 1%. If I lose that trade, I can try one more time, and if I lose that second one, that's it for the day, and I'll come back the next day. So that's how I approach my daily trading. And also for the drawdowns, if you find yourself in any kind of drawdown, 2%, 3%, 4%, your goal right there at that point is to recover your drawdown before you try to make any form of profit. At least if you're able to recover your drawdown, you get another try for free, instead of you just trying to pass the challenge while you are in a drawdown, because that will give you more anxiety, and you likely end up in more drawdown and not be able to recover it. So my next advice for you guys is, so you have to set your own parameters, guys. Make it 2%, at most 2.5% daily drawdown for yourself. It doesn't even matter if you're in profit. You shouldn't be on a given day. You shouldn't be risking more than 2% of your account. All your trades combined. This will keep your head in the game for the longest, and you've got to respect your own parameters, guys. So number two, you've got to focus on one good trade at a time. There've been some trades. If you paid attention to my FTMO challenge, I wasn't just taking rubbish trade. I made sure they meet my strategy before I take them. And a good trade can also be a losing trade. You just have to focus on following your rules for that trade, and make sure that you're not breaking your own rules. As far as you don't break your own rules, you are in a good trade. But a bad trade is when you break your rules. Even though the trade wins, you can't really call it a good trade because you broke your rule. And what you're doing there is making yourself believe it's okay to break rules, because you had a spike of dopamine after a win of a trade that you really didn't follow your rules. So you got to take your rules seriously and focus on taking just good trades. Focus on following your rules, and you know all that stuff already. So it can be hard. I know it can be hard to do, but you just have to do your best to follow your rules. And then the last one is, don't rush the process, guys. I know the study maximum days. Don't rush the process. You never know. It doesn't matter if one week is not profitable for you guys. Next week could be profitable. Even if you experience 2 weeks of back-to-back losses, you can actually avoid having too much losses by just reducing your risk. If you're in a losing streak, all you have to do is just reduce your risk, and try as much as possible to recover the account before you try to do anything else. And lastly, this is the last one, guys. Don't give your profit back to the market that easily. So let's say you've made 2% profit. There's no reason why your next trade you should be risking the 2% profit you just made, because that's just you handing your profit back to the market, because there's a very high chance you can lose that trade. We don't always win every trade we take. We lose trades now and then. So imagine you making 2% profit, and your next trade you're risking 2%. That's you giving your entire profit back to the market. And trust me, that's not gonna feel good, and you might want to revenge trade because you feel like the market just took something from you, and you feel every need to get it back. So why not avoid that situation in the first place? So my advice for you guys regarding that is, if you're up 2%, 3%, 4%, you shouldn't make it easy for the market to get your profit back. You should, let's say you're up 2%. Your next trade you shouldn't be risking 2%. You can risk maybe 0.8% or 1% at most. At least take two losing trades before giving your entire profit back to the market. For me, there was a point I was up. I think I was up 5% on my verification, and I made sure I didn't risk 2% on my next trade. I was gonna be like, okay, you know what? I want to lose at least 5 trades in a row before I give this entire profit back to the market. Of course, I didn't lose 5 trades in a row, but I wasn't willing to give all this money back to the market. I was willing to, divide this profit and just, take the risk, reduce the risk that I'm taking so that the market doesn't get back all my money just like that. This is a good strategy to scale up your account because you know, you're not just focusing on passing it, at a certain period of time. You're just focusing on growing the account. Even if it takes you, the entire month is really worth it. And for the verification, you have 2 months for that. There's nothing better you can ask for. You have 2 months. So that's it. I have more advices to give, but in my upcoming videos regarding my FTMO series, I will talk about that. But there's a new update with FTMO. They have an account now where you can actually hold trades over the weekend, and you can also trade the news. I'm more interested in the holding trades over the weekend part, and sometimes I know for funded account you might not be able to hold your trades during high impact news, but I'm more interested in that account, so I'm gonna ask them if it's possible to get the swing account for the funded account so I can actually hold my trades over the weekend. If not, the next 200,000 FTMO challenge I'm gonna be applying for is gonna be the swing trade, because I don't see myself as a day trader anymore. Because most of the trades I took this week, I was actually holding them for more than 2 3 days. One of the trade last week I had it for 5 days. So I'm very interested in swing trading now. I'm no more a day trader. I enter my trades on a 1 hour time frame, and if you enter trades on 1 hour time frame, you can bear me witness that you've got to be willing to hold this trade for 2 3 days or even a whole week or over the weekend, depending on the time of the week you enter the trade. So this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to follow my journey regarding trading in forex, prop firm. But before the end of this year, I see myself trading for at least 5 prop firms. So if you want to join my journey, just subscribe to my channel, like this video. It really helps my YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers.